Hi and welcome to the Soundschi Land show where everybody's upside down.
Every day is upside down day in Soundschi Land.
Yesterday was my birthday, which means that exactly a year ago, I was sitting at the beach at my honeymoon with Ivo, scrolling through Instagram, and I saw a picture of this guy sitting next to me, Miguel Sant'ana, and I thought, I want to learn this. I want to learn all what he's doing, and he inspired me to start my journey with hand balancing. So I am so pleased to have you here today.
Thank you.
Because you are actually the reason I started hand balancing, so I'm really excited.
Likewise.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
so I really want to know, why did you start hand balancing?
Well, similar than you, I believe. I used to play capoeira as a Brazilian martial arts and also do some gymnastics, tumbling. It's just for hobby. And I met a guy as a circus performer that also played capoeira in an annual event in New Zealand.
What was his name?
Aaron Burr.
Okay.
And he's showed me all the YouTube videos of hand balancing performing.
Yeah.
And back home, I start my journey. So I got inspired by all those guys, the hand balancers.
And how was it? How did you start? Did you just kick up?
I just crazy on the wall. I went crazy on the wall. I live in a small apartment back in Auckland, New Zealand. And just after work, just no expectation, just want to play. And then obviously things start to progress and could handstand, and then soon press to handstand, and it just
that just came.
It just came watching lots of videos, going over and over and over and over and over and again. Yes.
How old were you when you started?
I was 24. I was
pretty late.
20. Yes, it was a little bit late, but I didn't know. I was just fun.
Yeah.
I didn't know I would become a professional teacher or even a professional hand balancer. I was not expectation. It was just day by day, skill by skill, and that's how I started.
And how did you become a teacher?
How I become a teacher? Okay, so a year later, I was already doing all those cool tricks, the press to handstand, very solid handstand, starting one arm handstand, and I was pretty much. It's not many people that do hand balance in New Zealand, so I start to go around and do jams with people, and then I got to know people, and people got to know me as a handstander.
So were you just connecting with random
Yeah, I was just
people?
connecting with the community in New Zealand that do acros and this sort of, circus stuff. And I got invited to teach a class in a new circus warehouse in Auckland called the Dust Palace. They was opening and they said, Miguel, would you try to do a handstand class? It was Waitangi Day, it's like a New Zealand day. And I'm like, okay, handstand class, I don't know what I'm gonna do. You're gonna give me this much I was a gardener, a full-time gardener.
Gardener?
Yeah, so I was landscape gardener for 6 years. And I'm like, in a, like a low salary and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm gonna give 3 times more than you make in an hour to do 1 hour handstand class. And I'm like, okay. And by that stage, I was already saving money to train overseas. And I'm like, why not? And then I was really well since day one. I was very overwhelming. The class was so cool, so fun. I was just developing the teacher skill as we go. And then, yes, that's how I started.
So how was the first time you taught? How did you
The first time I
organize it?
taught, how I did organize. As I mentioned to you, 3 days ago, I never planned one class in my life.
Yeah.
I was just like, okay, best of luck. Let's get these people on the wall. Let's do the core strength. Let's do a little warm up. That's it. I mean, I was literally sharing my own practice back when I started my handstand. To many tutorials on YouTube. Man, if you have no teacher, I believe just look for a YouTube video.
Yeah.
There's so much good stuff out there. You can't go too wrong. you know. So I would say look for the gymnasts or the hand balancers that have videos out there. Yes.
And how has your teaching developed over time? Is it different now than it was at the beginning?
I have to say yes, yes. Not completely 360 difference, but yeah, I mean, you become a better teacher with better experience, you know. So it's a little bit. The touch is a little. I'm more experienced, you know, like. But the foundation, the handstand, straight handstand is always gonna be a straight handstand. You know, my vision of what is hand balancing is still the same. Still the same. The progressions, I add few progressions, you know, to get to the handstand or to the free handstand. But yes, yeah, it's a little bit different, but still 80% the same.
So what are the things that have changed?
What are the things nothing changed, what I have added. So I add stuff, I didn't change stuff. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I just add more progressions to achieve one arm, more progressions to achieve a press handstand, more progressions to get more stability, more shoulder stability, more core stability. Yeah, pretty much.
Cool. What about your own practice?
My own practice. My own practice haven't changed, to be honest. I've been working the same skills for probably 4 years. I'm just maintaining these skills. Of course, I used to do one straddling. Now I do 10, but hasn't changed. I'm just adding it. I'm just making more conditioning of each skills that I do. If I used to do a 20 seconds figure, I do 1 minute figure. If I used to hold a 2 minute handstand warm up, I do 6 minutes now. You know, so I've just added. As far as new skills, no, I don't actually have new skills to put into my practice at the moment.
Is there a specific reason?
Time to practice. I believe at this time of my life, you know, like for me to add a skill that's gonna take dedication. I don't have as much time to dedicate to a specific skill like I used to have back in the day, just because I make my living teaching handstand. I'm very busy in Hong Kong. I live in Hong Kong, so teach many hours a day. I train just 3 times a week. At my own practice, my own 3 hours to train, I just have three times a week. So I can't, and I travel twice a month where I can't practice. So no,
Yeah. Just to give the people who maybe have never worked with you some perspective about your philosophy of teaching, can you tell us some about that?
Philosophy. Okay, so pretty much everything that I teach or I learn myself wasn't reading a book or wasn't following a teacher. If you're gonna come to learn from me, you're gonna learn from me. It's gonna be very authentic. My philosophy of hand balancing would say you gotta be strong, you know, you gotta be strong-minded, you gotta be strong physically. I work a lot technique, you know, as I believe you see in my own practice, I really pay attention to the technique on the lines, how it goes, how it comes out, the momentum that I move my body to A to B. So it's all about technique, but a lot about conditioning. You know,
building the capacity.
I want you to hold your handstand a minute or two before I fully give you the best line you can do. You know, if I make you obsess in your alignment right now, you're just gonna spend so much time just worrying about that line, and you know you're gonna forget about holding the handstand. And if you do hold the handstand, you get comfortable in the handstand, I will have so much more time for you actually to awareness to make small changes as we go. People want to go from here to, you know, that line that I have, you know, the curve back. People who's getting obsessed on that alignment, you know. It takes time. It looks, you know, it's very difficult. It's handstand line is something you're gonna work forever. You know, I believe my line used to be better than it is now, because you know over time you get injured and then things go backwards and then go forwards. I'm not as healthy I used to be 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I had many injuries, bad shoulder injuries,
What
wrist
happened
injuries.
there?
I was crazy about conditioning, hold handstand. So one day it was over limit, pushing 6, 7, 8 minutes handstand, and I start notice weakness in my arm as I pick something up. And then I didn't stop my practice. I was like 2 weeks gonna go, and then suddenly from here, until I was numb. I was like numb.
Oh God,
So
that must be horrifying.
yeah, it was. It was very scary. It was a hard time in my hand balance journey. I went back to New Zealand for 3 months to treat. I have physiotherapists in there. I have the shoulder specialist there. The medical service there is beautiful, and it's good for me. You know, that's my home. That used to be. So I spent 3 months there looking after, and so I found out that I have a tear on my shoulder, and the cartilage was, of course, they have the tear, and the liquid was coming out and blocking my nerve that goes to my infraspinatus muscle that control those movements. So my infraspinatus wasn't getting any message, so I was pinched from the cyst. And so what I did, I just took the cyst out, cortisone injection. I don't highly recommend, but it helped me at this stage. And now I still know, you see, I can't straighten my arm still.
Yeah.
You see, I can't.
Yeah, you don't have the same range.
I can't. You know, so like movements like this, like when we go over like this, I can't. It's just still. But I back to my practice. It's not as good as it used to be, but I still maintain it, as I said, you know.
You still have the stuff you can do amazingly.
Yes, but I don't want to push over, you know, that 5-minute handstand. I don't want to go 6. I know I can do 6, but
it's not worth it.
It's not worth it for me right now.
Yeah, and that's also very smart. Well, what I've learned from you is definitely that for me, I was working a lot on technique, but my capacity was actually the thing that was limiting me. And if you don't have the capacity, there's no point in working all the other stuff, because you're gonna fall out before you actually get to work. So that is a very, very valuable.
I'm glad you understand. I mean, I'm glad that you open a new world for you to. It's exactly what it is. You can't hold a handstand. How can I go in deep and understand for you?
Yeah.
Before I start talk to you, already back down. That's why I'm gonna make you do that many, so you can do 1, 2, no problem.
So how should a beginner start, in your opinion, to build that capacity? Because for a lot of people at the beginning, it's handstanding is just hard on the wrists and the shoulders. How do you recommend?
For the beginners, you know, I do highly recommend to get a teacher. If you have a teacher, not full-time teacher, you know, even if you see a teacher once a week or twice a month, doesn't matter. Once a month, it's just to guide, or a hand balance workshop that you can give a thick layer of understand how to start. This is the best option, you know. Yes, you have a lot of stuff on YouTube. You can start through that as well. Searching your favorite artists and check if they have any tutorials. I don't have myself. It's still very original. If people want to learn from me,
Why don't you put anything on YouTube?
I will do one day. Maybe not on YouTube yet, but maybe an ebook or something that people can reach out for those ones that cannot.
People would go crazy about it for sure.
No expectation, no, but at least I have a little piece of myself out there, you know, not fully in front of the camera. I think it loses a little bit of the magic of my teaching.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Probably in the ebook. It's been 7 years, you know, I've been teaching. 6 years I've been teaching. And I'm holding back, but it's getting
But can
stage.
I say something about your teaching? So this is my experience I had. The thing that is the most valuable for me when I work with you is your touch.
Oh, my
Your
spine.
spotting is like, you don't need any words. And also, we don't talk very much about hand balancing. It's more through the action and through skills that teach us muscle memory.
Yeah, I teach your muscle. Remember,
So-
I remember I told you I will teach
Yeah.
you your body. I'm not going to teach your head.
Yeah.
Because, your head's not going to teach you handstand.
Yeah. So the whole experience of working with you is mainly by feeling what
Nice.
goes on in the body.
So cool.
So I can see why you like to be a teacher, like face to face, because
Yeah.
it's a completely different thing than just exchanging knowledge.
That's it.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. I do say, if one day someone's going to start the journey, I think the best way is just get a little bit strong, even as a plank position, some push-ups, just normal body
basics.
weight. It's
Yeah.
just go on the wall and just hold themselves upside down, work a little bit shoulder flexibility, forward bend flexibility, just the basic, it's just gonna help you so much. People just see the big pictures,
But go step by step.
step by step. Don't just look for the technique. If you have no, strength, if you have no conditioning, how can I go through that? Before you down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There was one thing that I found really smart that you said during the class, which was you should stay with one trainer or like stay with one kind of teaching. Can you explain us why?
Okay, as these days, actually from the past 6 years, I have seen how hand balancing changing in the community, how many people starting, teaching handstand. Professional hand balancers that was former starting teaching handstand, and the teachers just coming every day is coming more and more teachers. So it's great, but the thing is, in my opinion, I'm not fully against it, but just think it that way. Today you learn from me, and I have such a clear way. I drive you very straight, and then for me, I believe that it will take at least 6 months or a year or up to 2 for you to fully digest. You're never gonna fully digest what you learn from my training this week.
Yeah.
Put it that way. Next week, you go and you train with another hand balancer, and then they're gonna show you their own way, their own discipline, and then of course a lot of that discipline is gonna crash with the previous teacher.
Yeah.
Either if it's better, if it's what, it doesn't matter. It's gonna crash either way. And then a month later or 2 months later, because you're getting frustrations, magic is not happening. You're gonna go to another teacher, and then it just goes on and on. I tell you that you gotta do this, and then the other teacher tell no, but that's wrong. You gotta do this. I don't say things are right and wrong. It's not right and wrong. This is the way I do it. This is the way he does. This is the way that guy does. So it's just a crash of method there.
Yeah.
And it becomes handstand is a maze itself already, and if you add, you're just growing that maze through different opinion, different discipline. Not discipline, like different vision approach.
Yeah.
So it's not that guy is good teacher, that person is not so good teacher, that guy is better than this guy. It's not about that. It's just about the
way
crash
they
of
choose.
the crash of informations.
Yeah.
That's all I think. I trained myself for 3 years in New Zealand. I'm self-taught. No one do hand balance in New Zealand. Not 7 years ago. And then 3 years later, I went to travel to meet Claude Victoria, and I trained with Claude Victoria for 1 month straight. He's the only teacher I had, like a true teacher. I listened him, and I didn't learn handstand with him. I could do all the tricks. I could do one arm. I could hold handstand. I could do everything I basically do today. But he taught me the discipline is a discipline. It's not just a handstand. You gotta do this. You gotta do this. You do like this. You do like that. That was my experience with him. You know, so I shared that discipline, especially for training like this. A lot come from his brain, you know. It's his brain and my words, my experience. So I think that's is my choice. If you can go and meet people, you can, because you're inspired by people. Like myself, I have met all the hand balancers that I used to look for. Yuval, Yuri, you know, Dennis, Andrew Morado, all these guys, amazing. The guys in London, Sammy, you know, Johnny, Edward, Apcott, Felipe, you know, so many. We respect each other, we exchange information, you know, but in the end of the day, you go, choose your teacher.
And choose like the path you're going to take.
Not the path that you're gonna take. I think it's not you that it's the teacher's gonna lead you the path. You know, so you choose carefully. You know, do you like that teacher? Do you like the way he thinks? Do you like, because you gotta trust. You know, it's as much as I give you as my student, I expect from you. You know, and when I give my heart and soul through my teaching, see the student do so well, and then next minute it's just but you know, not attachment, but I think respect, you know, respect to your own practice too. You know, it's not magic, you know, it's not that, it's a different tips, different teachers, but you know, choose what you like. I do recommend to go meet different hand balancers, but I do recommend more to follow one method. Go and exchange, go and participate of the training, go and meet and say hi, watch how they train, or follow one discipline, follow one method. You're gonna get that, you know, you're gonna get where you want, I think, way quicker, very clear. It's very clear. But once you have teach, you have nothing to worry about. You don't worry how you're gonna achieve this skill. No, your teacher do. Your teacher's gonna say, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. No, I didn't do that. I didn't have that. I went this way and I'm like, oh shit, go back. I went this way and I'm back. I went this way and I'm back. And that's why I think I have so much material to teach, because I went so many exit roads, and then I have, okay, here we go, let's go back.
So that actually means if you want to become a teacher, maybe for that reason it could be beneficial to meet other teachers or other hand balancers.
Definitely. It's very hard for me to recommend someone to become a teacher. It's very difficult because I think a true teacher is you don't learn in the books. You can't just study in the book and you become a teacher because you became qualified of that. That's a true teacher, a teacher that teach from the heart.
You have to go practice by yourself.
Spend some time on that discipline and be as best as you can, so you can share your own experience. Or your master experience that is going to go through generations, you know. It's like I'm sharing a lot from Chloe Victoria. And my own experience, you know, and goes from there. And hope my kid or my own students that sharing my vision, you know, not fully my vision. They have their own opinions, but strongly
Influenced.
strong. So that was it.
Actually, I do have more questions.
So
why didn't you ever get into performing? Was that never interesting for you?
Okay, remember what I said to you that I was training handstand for a year? I was getting good, well known as being a handstand around Auckland, and I've been invited to teach. And since that, my teaching just went boom.
So it just led you.
It just led me to where I am today, and I love what I do.
Yeah.
I do feel sometimes like I perform, but I just love this, you know. I just
Yeah.
love this. I just love this. I love this. I love the people that
Yeah.
I put together. It's my own business. I'm self-employed. I don't
Yeah.
have the pressure of performing, hurting. You know, it's just maybe one day, maybe soon, but you know, I think this is beautiful. I mean, I'm super happy and
And
I'm
that's probably
fulfilled.
why you're so good at what you do,
Thank you.
because you love it so much.
Yeah, I do love so much. I think, you know, if you see my passion, how I teach, you know, I'm very passionate. I'm very straightforward. I'm very simple. I go a little bit crazy on it, but at the end of the day, I just want to
we
help
do
you.
like
You know.
salsa dancing for warm up.
Well, you
It's
know,
still fun.
the salsa dancing thing is, I never plan a class. I never plan a workshop. I want you to have my full experience. Salsa, I don't know how to dance salsa. Did I say do I know how to do salsa? No, I
it was
don't.
fun. We
But
did
was
it
fun?
for
Was
warm
fun?
up. And
Was fun?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is. We do a little bit. My specialty is handbalancing. Is get you upside down and make that. You know, I've been loving stretching, contortion, a bit contortion. I can't say flexibility is my specialty. I have helped a lot of people though. You know, it becomes I'm very passionate about flexibility as well. But my specialty in the end of the day is handbalancing. Is handstand. You know, everything extra, the rehabilitation, all that stuff is my own experience and what I know,
Yeah.
what I So
Awesome.
thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure.
It's
It's a
so
pleasure.
valuable. If you ever have the chance to work with Miguel, I can highly recommend it to really meet him in person and experience his spotting and what he teaches you physically. So go to his Instagram. I'll put all the relevant links down below as always, and you can check him out. Thank you for being here.
Welcome. Thank you.
The world is your playground, so just go ahead and do whatever you love. I'll see you next Monday on the Soundschi Show.